to share with you games I used to play and games I still play. Unfortunately, while trying to cleanse my life and my closet, I got rid of a few things that I used to play, of which of course I now regret. We used to play a board game called Hero Quest. We played it for years, going beyond what we had, creating our own quests. I, of course, played the Barbarian, who I named after a character I wrote. I nurtured him until he had enough mind points to buy a page from a magic book, and he could then cast spells. I also don't have consoles much anymore, and I instead am a member of the PC Master Race. I love video games. I play all kinds, but I love stealth games like Assassin's Creed, Hitman, Dishonored. I love quietly sneaking around and getting people. My all-time favorite is probably Max Payne. I started playing Max Payne when I was about 11 years old. I don't know how I was able to play it with my parents around, but I did. By the time I was a teenager, I was playing it on New York Minute, which is the hardest difficulty. I loved that game so much. I never got to beat New York Minute because we had to move, and we gave the CD-ROM back to my brother, who had moved out years before. I then bought it for my Xbox 360 several years later, and I could not play it with a controller. I had the muscle memory from the keyboard, so I did not play the game for years and years, and I really missed it. And now that I have this computer and all these games that I love to play, most of them I cannot stand to play on the keyboard, which I think is really fascinating. So I had to buy a controller. This is not the controller I use now, but it does show up nicer on the black than my black Xbox One controller. This is a knockoff brand, and I bought it because it was blue and pretty, and it got the job done. It really did. That's actually a pretty nice sound. So now I play with my Xbox One controller because games like Assassin's Creed have simply too many commands for my small hands on the keyboard. This is a wired controller, and obviously the Xbox One controller is not wired. I used to play with this one though. It has a USB at the end. There are still some games that I have not been able to play successfully, even with the controller. One right now that I'm still working on formatting a controller for is Assassin's Creed 2, I believe. It's the first one with Ezio. Other games that I enjoy are Far Cry 5 with the controller. But electronics aside, there are other games I enjoy. You can hear the little ones in the background, digging about for little treasures to steal. Many of you know what this is. I was never super hardcore into magic, but everyone who I knew was, so naturally I had to play. And yes, I love Jace. I didn't obtain one of his cards until recently, again about 2 years ago. I have 2 decks. Yes, only 2. because it's full of nymphs and dryads and blue and green. There's my boy. I have him in a sleeve for protection. This one is Jace, Unraveler of Secrets. Use scry and draw a card. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Or you get an emblem with whenever an opponent casts his or her first spell, each turn counter that spell. That's at -8 though, and I have literally never been able to use it. All of my decks are slightly tanky because I believe in tanking, which is why I play the Barbarian. I have walls and a lot of +1/+1s. I'm actually going to sell my decks because I don't enjoy the game anymore. And I don't interact with the friends who used to play it. And my brothers have moved far away. And when you don't enjoy something anymore, you don't seek out groups to play. I have all kinds of cards in this deck. All blue. Apparently a lot of mana. Centaurs. Folk of that sort, because this is my Narnia deck. Enchant the player. Whenever a creature attacks enchanted player, put a +1/+1 counter on it. I love my +1s. Oh yes, the Hydra. I had a lot of plays based around these guys. I can't tell you what they were because I don't remember. A druid. Very Narnian. Command tower. Also a good one. Ah yes, one of my walls. I like to hide behind my walls. back a lot of memories. One of the things I gave away, like an idiot, was my Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck. That was full of vintage originals, cards from '96, and the like. I never meant to give it away because I love Yu-Gi-Oh! So much, but I did. Alas, I did, and it was unfortunate. I regret it often. I was a big Seto Kaiba fan. Ah, yes. Soul Ring. I had Blue Eyes White Dragons. I had the Winged Dragon of Ra. I had all the magicians and sorcerers, including special ones that I had to send out for when the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie came out. I collected cards from the manga. I watched the show. I learned to draw because I liked Yu-Gi-Oh! Ah, yes. Another Hydra. Hero's Bane. The Cockatrice. Spin into Myth. I still to this day cannot believe I gave away my deck. And yet I held on to my magic deck, which I definitely did not love as much. Now there are other games as well. That I don't have much visual for. I like lid sounds. These dice, some people say, are just D&D dice, but really they can be used for so many other games, and are, but a lot of people don't know that. I actually have earrings and necklaces made out of D20s. I love them so much. I wore the necklace till it broke. And I have to send it in to the artisan so they can repair it. Everyone knows someone who does this. I think I've done it out of order. I've done it wrong. That has to go on last. It's a little too shaky. No, it's going to fall. this is the only set I have right now. I'm going to get more because it is shameful that I only have one set of dice. I have extra d20s though, because who doesn't? There are also classic games out there, played on classic cards. They always make me think of saloons and poker and cowboys. That was not very graceful, was it? I like the sound of the empty box. These cards are my personal favorite deck, and I do play a lot of card games. I love War, Blackjack, Ozarks, and a myriad of other games. This deck, it's called the Tragic Royalty. The artists have French names that I'm not going to try to pronounce. And these cards actually glow in the dark. Look at the sad Jack. So sad. There he is. So meek and sad. Whereas this king looks like he would come for you in your sleep. One-eyed Jack. Focus, camera. Focus on the Jack. There you go. Oh, no. Doesn't want to. One-eyed Jack. This queen is grumpy. She's sad. I am so grumpy. I am so sad. Because I am married to this old man. This queen has crazy eyes. She looks a little insane. The ace of spades has little spiders in it. So cute. My brothers and I used to play so many card games when we traveled or were stuck somewhere. should always carry a deck of cards and know at least 3 card games, and have 2 poems memorized, a joke, and a short story, in case you're ever trapped in an elevator. Also, I imagine if you were that person, you have a higher rate of survival if you're ever trapped on a desert island. Plus, card games are just a good thing to know. Next up on our game list, we have a good one. I'm doing this one in lieu of Hero Quest, that we do have a copy of, but is several states away. Many of you know this game. A game for those who seek to find a way to leave their world behind. This version of the game that I have is indeed wooden. It is a little bit cheap, but it gets the job done. Shall we look inside? I have the instructions, and the first rule is whoever is wearing a pith helmet goes first. It is a bit of a mess, because it came here in my purse. The stickers do fall off of the 8-sided die, so I do need to glue them on carefully, obviously, because I don't want to weight them. This is the Jumanji decoder for each card. The danger cards are revealed, and you have to read what it says by putting it underneath the decoder. Then it tells you how many spaces to move and what can save you up in this corner. Let me find one that you would know. Oh no. Another side of the die has fallen off. Found it. I will glue them on with something light, like there's a lot in here from the movie. Some of these we haven't rolled in a game yet. I think those are all the ones that you might know. So this one has a picture of a plant growing on it, and it says, "They grow much faster than bamboo. Take care or they'll come after you." You no doubt remember that one from the movie. Those plants scared me to death as a child. I did enjoy the sequel reboot movie that came out with Jack Black, but it didn't have that terrifying element that even Zathura had. This one has the tiger on it, and it says, you guessed it, his fangs are sharp, he likes your taste, your party better move post-haste. It's fun to get these cards that we know so well. I bet you can guess this one. Spider. You need a hand, why you just wait. We'll help you out. We each have 8. Spider. Those spiders scared me as a child as well. I can't pick up the card. There. This one has the ground breaking underneath you. And it says, you're almost there with much at stake, but now the ground begins to quake. Actually, I was wrong. This one is not from the movie. The one I was thinking was the one about the quicksand. The ground on which you stand is soon to become quicker than sand. Something like that. Then here, this one has monkeys on it. I bet you know this one. This will not be an easy mission. Monkeys slow the expedition. What else was scary to me in that movie was when the game caught the boy cheating and he started turning into a monkey. That was scary to me. It reminded me of the costuming in another movie that terrified me as a child called Halloween Town. I have not watched it since. This is the one I was thinking of. Beware of the ground for which you stand. The floor is quicker than sand. There he goes. Don't be afraid, this isn't thunder. Staying put would be a blunder. The little flying guys. At night they fly, you better run. These winged things are not much fun. In this game, critical spaces where bad things happen. These are not regular spaces. Every time you land on one, you have to draw a danger card. There is no safe spot in the game of Jumanji. This is the rhino that can block your path. He's a cute little buddy. And this is the timer for how long you have to roll a help die and save yourself. It's about 30 seconds. It's not a super thrilling or difficult board game, but it's fun if you grew up with the movie. That little red was going for a ride. Well, my storm chasers, that is all I have for you this evening. I already have a request in for the next video, so I will get that done soon as well. If you have a request, please, by all means, leave it in the comments for me to find. And as everyone else says, if you enjoyed what you saw, consider subscribing or liking. And if you want to know when the next video is out, all you have to do is hit that little bell, and you will be notified when the next video is out.